It's been a day full of revelation, appointments, leading to disappointments, discoveries. In the front meeting room, with its comfortable armchairs, with its roaring fire, there's just the two of you. The boss. And the hitman.
I thank you both for receiving me today.
Anytime, Jimmy.
It's been a long day.
Drink?
No, just a little bit of water. So, okay. Let's cut to the chase. I have some news. First, have you talked to Rory recently? No. Have you seen her either? No. What am I gonna have to take out on him? I heard about your book. The book that you want to find.
That Mickey wanted to find.
Yeah, but you told me that you were interested in these kind of things, didn't you?
If there's something in it for us, Jimmy, I'll take it, because we need help.
Okay. I talked to Major Morgan.
Did you?
I did. And it might be a little bit more complicated than we thought, boss.
How so?
I might have the answer to I might have the answer to old Lou Malone and people coming back from the dead and all these crazy things that's been happening recently. And we talked about magic. You said you heard about magic, didn't you? Yeah, well, Xavier Morgan is pretty much doing it. Pretty much took over the docks, your dock, by using it. Got the police with him. You got a lot of people from all aspects of society with him. And he seems to understand what's going on. And he's not alone. It's a whole team.
Okay.
And he asked me to betray you. He asked me to betray you and work for him and find the book. And what I think, boss, is that if we find the book before him, we might gonna have a chance. That's what I think, boss.
What do we do with
Now,
it?
I don't believe the guy. I don't trust him. But he says he knows how to destroy these books. Because these books turn Mickey into a monster. And it's supposed to be 3 of them. There were 4, now it's 3 of them. Book of the World. Call it the Book of the World. Something weird in Latin, Libros Liberum, something like that. Now, I have a few ideas where I might gonna be able to find these books. Not at least maybe one of them. There's maybe two of them. I don't know. But we don't have a lot of time. And telling you about these people are creepy. I'm telling you. They're very, very creepy. And they do know things. They know everything. They probably know that I'm talking to you right now. There's a lady there. She has clairvoyance. She's Eddie Driscoll, secretary. Her name is Agnes. She does clairvoyance. God could probably hear me right now. Telling you this. I'm telling you,
You
but
mean you mean
this
not
is
like at a
crazy.
carnival? You mean for real?
I mean, for real, boss. I ain't joking. You know, I did not took the ad off. So I took the ad off. I put it there. I take the coat off. Xavier Morgan told me, the son of a bitch told me that Mickey betrayed you and it worked for him. I really don't know what to think about it. I don't trust him. I don't trust that Xavier Morgan guy. This whole family. I don't trust that. He wants me to bring him the book so he can destroy them. I don't believe him. I don't want to do that. We
What did
need
he
to
offer
find a.
Mickey?
Ah, I think he offered him. Probably offered him. I think he offered him immortality. I think that's what he said. That's what he told me.
Not even Mickey's
He
stupid enough to
offered.
believe that.
They they offered me to heal my disease. And I left. I don't trust these people. I don't trust them alone. The cops, the brothers,
Right.
their heart don't beat. I met one of those on the dock. He made me touch his heart. He has no heartbeat, and he's just smiling and seeming like nothing happened. And they look like robots up there. That's why I told you, Rory. When I saw Rory a couple of days ago, he was weird. He was weird. He was scared. He saw things. I need to tell him. I need to tell him what I heard. He needs to know. We're never gonna find Mickey's body.
Why not?
It's complicated. He turned into a monster somehow, and he met a cop, and I think he burned him alive or something like that. Beat beat him to death and then burned him alive or something like that. Because I think that when they turn into monsters, when Zaddy Morgan told me a lot of crap about.
You
He told
sound a
me
little
something.
crazy.
Yeah, that's why we needed to talk.
I mean, I know I surprised you when I told you I believe in ghosts, but believing in ghosts and believing in what you're talking about, this is not the same.
Zaddy Morgan told me about a sorcerer. His name is Ludwig Prince, and he says that some of these people, when they get their hands on the book and they don't know how to use magic well, can turn people into monsters. Remember Lou Malone?
I remember Lou Malone.
Nah, that's what I'm finding out. That's what I'm trying to find out. and one of these monsters skinned a man to death at his apartment. Pretty sure it's Rory's friend. Pretty sure. And
Skinned
Rory
him.
left, skinned them alive, left him for death, but he was not dead when he reached the apartment. Look, the docks are not what they used to be. There's economy going well, there's new businesses opening, super clean, everybody's healthy, everybody's looking nice. But you know, like I know, that's not what's happening out there.
It's only been 3 weeks. Less.
According to the Morgan, according to Zaddy Morgan, that's part of it. So, and look, it's weird. Sat on a chair. I'm telling you, there was nothing on that chair. And then when I stand up, there were this.
So now you can see the other side of the card. It says in small script on the bottom, next to your thumb, the Hanged Man. And the image on the card is exactly that. A hanged man.
It was under me. When I stood up after the conversation with Gavin Morgan, that was under me. And he told me before, he said, there's a card under the chair, on the chair. Stand up, the card was there, put it in my pocket, and I left.
What does it mean?
No idea. I'm not into that jumbo thing. I don't know what to believe, but I've seen things, and you see things as well. And Xavier Morgan pretend to know the answers to these things, at least a little, some of them. And now he's looking for the books. He wanted me to find the books for him. There's no way I'm working for the Morgan. I'm telling you, no way.
We shot Lou Malone over and over again, and he kept getting up. I keep trying to forget it, but you saw it too. So maybe it's not all pretending. Or maybe it's like the Sunday school tried to tell us. You know, when Jesus cast the demons into the pigs, maybe it's possession.
According to Morgan, seems like a spell. Seems like something that makes dead people come back to life.
Well, how are we supposed to fight that, Jimmy?
I don't know, but I think we could destroy these books and be the first to get our hands on the books. They talked to me about an antiquarian, small antique, and there's a bakery. It's on Newbury Street.
Nice street.
So stuff happened there. And I think weird stuff happened there. Maybe there's something there hidden. Maybe the book's still there. Maybe one of the copies.
When paper is worth more than the money printed on it, working men would rather risk blindness than stay sober, and an honest day's work pays in promises and stale bread. What kind of man turns to what cowards call crime, but name in their hearts is murder? Thumbs wag, and fingers point at the gunsels, the black sheep, heads shake, disapproval, and boasts of what would be different if someone had just taken charge, or if no rod had been spared on pinstripe boys playing as men. Things would be better if folk had just listened to me, they say, and sigh at the loss of the perfect world that could have been. With the broken dream of farmland blotting out the sun, with bankers proving Newton right and lurid splashes of failure along the cracked pavement of other people's hopes, with all the old lies tottering on crutches and frantic grins through the freshly painted doors of cathedrals and speakeasies alike. The kind of man asks if what he is thinking and doing is right. Not the killers. That's for damn sure.
So we find the books.
Yeah.
And you want to destroy the books. And
I don't know how.
What does that gain us if just...
I think that
So you said
find
if we don't understand, the books are a danger. If we do understand, or we can get somebody on our side who understands, then what?
I think the most I ain't no spit for this boss. I'm tired. But what I believe is that if Xavier Morgan gets these books, you say goodbye to your dogs, Bob, and you say goodbye to the city. That I'm pretty sure. He was so eager to get these books, so eager.
Well, what if we go back to the real source? Gavigan. The book or the books, whatever, they were his in the first place.
Where do you think I can find him? The auction house?
Down the street, at his house.
Cool. You want me to pay him a visit, boss? Like the like good like the for old time's sake? One of my last visits?
Yes, I do, Jimmy. And if he doesn't want to tell you, it's a true story. I've had enough run-ins with Albert Gavigan, with his brother, Edward Gavigan, and that low-life Carl. Yeah, I think it would be a well-earned rest for any of the Gavigans you find if you give them a few extra permanent and life-ending holes for starting all of this, putting stupid ideas in Mickey's head.
Yeah, but they did not disappear, these men. Do you think I'm gonna find them at the house?
Well, Edward's been missing for years. Carl disappeared before the big scandal that ruined Dr. Call's professional career. And good riddance. I tell you, if I ever see that man, I'll kill him myself. Albert's kind of a recluse. Doesn't leave the estate much. But it's been busy at the estate a lot lately. A lot of lawyers. He's been making calls to the mayor. It's one of the things that the mayor was telling me here tonight before you came in. Gavigan's there, all right. And he's scared.
I see. I think I'd go there with Rory.
You said Rory was all messed up.
It may be a good opportunity to trace him up and bring him back to his own senses. And he needs to know what happened to his father as well.
All right. That's a good idea. What about JC?
I heard JC is nowhere to be found.
That's what I'm hearing too. I
What
thought
do you
maybe you'd
think
know
happened?
better.
No. Nope. Not close enough to the man to know where he is. No idea.
He went out with you. He never came back. At least not to me.
Do you trust him, boss?
I paid him.
Wow.
I had hopes.
Yeah, that's different. Nowadays, with the Morgans and all the stuff that they do, I wouldn't trust nobody. Especially a young ambitious man.
Well, let's circle the wagons a little bit here. I'll call Rory and I guess just his wife, huh? I'll call Rory and his wife. Mickey's wife. And all the boys I can find, and we'll gather here.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Well, I'll pay the Gavigan a visit. At the estate. Ask some questions, take up some answers.
Okay. But
I'm telling you about the That's not just the kind of stuff that I'm used to.
I know.
And I'm retiring. You know, I want to retire slowly, but maybe we can. I can try to. See this through.
Well, if he tells you what we want to know, let him live. If he doesn't, he's no use to anybody, not even himself.
I understand. I understand. I grab my hat. I stand up. Grab the shirt. Well, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna rest. I, I feel a little under the bus.
Yeah. You look tired. Get some sleep.
So I stand up. I walk toward the stairs. Before I grab the ramp. I take like a deep breath. I have the jacket over my arm, and then I start climbing the stairs. Ramp, foot, ramp, foot, all the way up, very slow. Can hear
Just a
the
few steps up, you hear the sound of glass shattering in the fireplace and of the alcohol burning. Temper.
and then I go to my room and I examine the card that I received.
Well, the figure, the hanged man, is not dead. Although, certainly should be. And all around the figure, on the ground, are dropped objects against a withered tree. But these details are far less important than the very compelling fact that this man is you, your face.
When I see that, I grab my lighter and I burn the card in my room over the window and I throw it by the window as it burns while it's falling down.
And as it leaves, its bright burning trail down to the yard below, the green blobs of light flaring in your vision, the questions start to circle. Where did the card come from? How did it get my face?
And all these questions and troubles. It's a lot of problem. It's a lot of and it fits with everything that has been happening in the last couple of days. I get undressed and I go to bed. Try to get some sleep and rest out of that. My heart is beating very fast.
Sleep eventually does come. And you are dreaming. But you know you are dreaming. you're on top of a hill or a tower. A hill. Maybe a tower. And before you is a flight of stairs going down into the darkness inside the hill or the tower. The sky overhead, there are no stars, there is no moon, but there is the arc of a Milky Way. But as I said, one devoid of the pinpricks of light that are stars. Just an arcing cloud undulating in the heavens.
I walk a little bit to get closer from the stairs, take a look down, and I look at the sky again, look at the horizon, and I go down the stairs.
There are many stairs, and they must have a gentle curve, because soon the doorway, the entrance into the stairwell, is lost. It's not completely dark. Your eyes have adjusted to the darkness. But stretching behind you, there are stairs, and stretching ahead of you, there are stairs, and that is all. Not even walls. "30 stairs, 35 stairs, 40 stairs, 50 stairs, 60 stairs. The distance between the stairs is getting a little longer, each step a little further. 65, 70.
And eventually I stop at the end of one stair. I look at the walls.
There are no walls.
Look up, realize that I'm in pitch black. And I jump ahead.
Your head, back, hips, heels hit the sheets all at the same time. Sunlight streaming through the French doors. No light impact.
I wake up in the room. I look around.
On the pillow is the card.
I have like a hand that grabs my throat and squeezes when I see the card.
Sanity.
And sadly, I gasp for air. I have a pressure on my chest, and I can't move. I try to scream, but there's no sound coming up, and I can't move. But I see myself moving, and there's this pressure. I can't breathe. I can't scream.
All around you, oblivious. You hear the sound of the house coming to life. And we know this is a soundproofed home, right? Heavy footsteps down the stairs outside your door, sound distant. Someone walking on the floor, on the third floor above you, distant as though far away. You can barely hear them. They can't hear you. It takes time for the body to relax.
Eventually, I managed to move a little bit more, and I managed to, to breathe. And I sit on the side of the bed, not looking at the card behind me. I stand up. I go get some clothes, some fresh clothes, and I get dressed. Clean myself up a little bit before then.
Getting the tie just right. The card is right here.
Noticing that the card is right there, I leave it there. I get out of the room, and I go downstairs to eat in the kitchen.
That was 3 points of sanity. Smells from the kitchen. It's a hearty breakfast. Cooks are preparing for the household staff, preparing for the boss's guards. You see a tray being put together for the boss himself, his silver tray with his...
I will sit and I will wait for the boss.
So, a silver teapot is placed on the table. A silver coffee pot is placed on the table. Dishes are laid out for those who are going to eat in the kitchen, right? Some men come in and they grab, just paper bags of food, that kind of thing. Very efficient, organized kitchen, same as always. The newspapers on the table.
So when the bus arrives, good morning, boss. I need to tell you something.
Before my coffee?
Actually, it's kind of a good idea before the coffee.
Well, then let's go upstairs. When he goes and grabs the silver tray. And then he kind of shakes himself awake and he just walks out of the room carrying his breakfast and a big pot of coffee. The tray's heading upstairs.
So I follow him and go to his office, and I sit in front of him. I brought myself a few things. Put the food down. I sit. I grab the card.
Yeah, you showed me that last night.
Yeah. I burned it. Before going to bed, I burned the card and I threw it out the window. I woke up this morning, it was perfect, and it was on my pillow.
You sure you weren't dreaming?
I grabbed my lighter.
So, while reaching in for your lighter is when something happens. The hanged man on the card slides onto your flesh. The card is still there, the writing is still there, the design, the border of the card is still there, but the figure of the man slides into your flesh, under your cuff.
I start to, oh geez. I start to roll the thing, and I go, look, the
And he
card is
sees it.
empty.
He sees it. He's leaning across the desk. He's grabbing at the card, throwing it on the ground.
I stand up. I put my hand on the. I tear off the shirt. I put my hand there, and I'm looking at the.
Give me your lighter.
I give him the lighter.
Give me your arm.
Give me your arm.
Eye contact. He starts to burn your arm.
I leave my arm there, screaming.
Power.
Scream, but I tough it up. I see the bubble on the skin starting to appear, and the smell of the burned skin and burned hair. I grab like a pen on his and I put it in my mouth.
You're able to stand it longer than he is able to stand it, and he takes the lighter away from your arm. You can tell it's hot in his hand, right? Because he keeps clenching his fingers. The smell of burnt hair and burnt flesh. Right?
The pain is intolerable. I'm just like,
he starts yelling heavy. For ice. Yeah.
Breathing heavy, screaming and making all kinds of noise.
The 4 bodyguards have come silently into the room during the screaming and done nothing. You can see them, looks of concern, but waiting for instruction. But then your friend from the other night, the butler who wanted to help you up the stairs, he comes rushing in with a big champagne bucket filled with ice. Right? Ice cubes are spraying on the floor behind him as he comes running in, hitting the expensive but destroyed carpet with the blood of Lou Malone. Ice scattering everywhere. He comes up and says, "Put it on the desk." Right? Boss is still holding your arm, like pulling the arm down onto the desk. Right? Spread a white cloth. Right? Pouring ice.
Put my my arm in the ice with and I trying to alleviate the pain, the burn. And I'm telling you, but this stuff is weird. This stuff is magic. And
I saw it, Jimmy.
As much as I don't trust Xavier Morgan, I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff we are against. It won't be easy. It won't be the kind of stuff that we can just deal with muscles.
He swats the lamp off his desk, shatters against the wall. Goes over, pours 2 big drinks. One for himself, one for you.
Nah, you know me, I don't drink bus. It's not a little bit of pain that will be changed. I will tell that. This is very. I think I'm gonna have to go to the hospital probably. For my next infusion, we're gonna have to heal that. I examined the wound. proceed for the hangman.
Not in any of the burned flesh. No sign of that figure.
I'm gonna have to get a new shirt. Okay, I'm
Just
gonna try to find.
stay here. We'll have it wrapped. We don't want to have infection. He's looking at the glass of alcohol that he wanted to give to you.
I grabbed the glass. Oh, and then I kind of grabbed the chair under my on which I'm sitting on.
The butler has gone to the door and come back. He's got gauze and scissors and they wrap the arm. By the time the arm is wrapped, fresh shirt, new tie.
I get dressed. I say it's about time I go meet Rory. I need to.
You've got to go to the hospital. That's serious. The pain is intense.
Yeah, I can make a pit stop at the hospital before I get Rory. I need to get a transfusion anyway. So, all right. If you see him, if you happen to see him or JC, tell them to stay put. I'll be back here.
I called everyone last night. Couldn't talk to Rory. Talked to his mistress. She hasn't seen him. His wife hung up on me. So there's something really wrong with him.
Okay. I need to find the kid. All right. I'll see you later, boss. I'm thinking tonight before I leave. I turn around like this just so it sees the side of my face. And I say, I'm thinking tonight I'm gonna go at the Gavigan. Assemble a team for me, please.
All right, Jimmy.
All right. And I leave. I leave for the hospital.
The injury is 4 points. You go to the emergency room.
Yes, but I'm gonna see if I can see my doctor. I'm gonna ask for a transfusion. See if I can get this fixed at the same time.
Your doctor just kind of stares at you for a while. This is a burn, you say?
Yes, I was into an accident.
An accident. He calls for a nurse. They carefully undo the bandages. These are good bandages. This is a very serious burn.
I had a bad day.
Okay.
A bad morning, actually. It's not even noon.
There's bruising starting around your wrist as though your hand was held.
It's one of those things.
Would you like me to contact someone?
No.
Are you being threatened?
Oh. Not at all.
Okay. So they inspect it carefully. They apply thick slathering of cream. Rewrap it. They give you something strong for the pain. Which will probably send you off into sleep. When consciousness briefly surfaces again, the transfusion machine is clicking away. But a nurse this time is sitting by your bed rather than going about her other business in the ward. She's just sitting. She has knitting.
I'm looking at her. I was like, oh, thanks, nurse, for watching for me.
You're a very sick man, Mr. Calloway.
Yeah, well, I don't have much time. I'm pretty serious. I'm on my last fumes. I'm running on my last fumes. What time is it?
Oh, about 4.
Oh my God, I gotta go. I overslept. How long does it?
Another hour on the machine, Jimmy. I mean, Mr. Calloway.
Another hour. Oh.
Are you hungry?
I could eat something. I could eat something.
We'll have something ready for you when the machine is done. Sleep.
I go back to sleep.
Takes a while because now you know someone's watching. Heard dealing with the machine, unhooking you, cleaning it, wakes you. There's a trolley next to the bed.
Mm.
Some bowls on it. Some kind of soup. Chowder, maybe.
I help myself and I eat a little by sitting in the bed. Eat a
There's
little.
definite pain in the burn, but it's distant, pushed to the side by the drugs they put you on.
I finish my food, and as soon as I'm ready to leave, I leave the premises.
Well, it's mid-November, so around 5:30, darkness is falling on the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look for a cab. Look for a cab,
Sure.
and as I sit in the cab, I ask for Rory's address, and I start talking about the taxi driver. Have you heard about what's happening at the dock? I heard it's getting pretty nice out there.
Oh, thought you were going to tell me there was like a party or something. Yeah, it's hard to believe. I mean, I lived here my whole life. Never seen anything like it.
And so fast, so quick, isn't it?
So
In
fast.
the last month or so, it became that place where it looks like everybody's happy.
I had to I had to replace pipes in my kitchen. Just burst with that big snowstorm we had, right? Week ago. Pipes burst, everything's frozen. Still waiting. Still waiting for someone to come and fix it. But down there, they're rebuilding streets. Seems like overnight.
It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense to me neither.
A lot of money, I guess.
Yeah, probably. I think it's an organization called themselves People and Future. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, I've seen those rallies. Green and white sign.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think it's the end of the Great Depression and we are slowly getting out of it, and some people come in and invest and it's just
Well, if it's the end of the Depression, and he points, across the steering wheel, right out the windshield of the car, the silent line of men. If it's the end of the Depression, then it's top down from richest to poorest.
yeah, it's not surprising, isn't it?
You going home? You're at the hospital, right?
No, I'm going to meet a friend. Going to meet a friend. If it's something we can still have the luxury of nowadays.
Friends?
You know, when it's to each his own, friendship becomes a luxury.
It's true. My own brother also drives a cab. My own brother would steal a fare right out from under me if he had a chance.
Mm. Not surprised. Not surprising. Not surprising. Anyway, hey, good luck with your pipes.
Hey, thanks. My wife, she's talking about, well, maybe we could redo the whole kitchen. Bad enough the pipes have burst and everything's ruined. Like, let's redo the kitchen. Like, I have money to redo the kitchen.
I haven't seen the color of good money in a long time.
Pulls up in front of the address you gave him.
I pay him, give him a little tip.
Hey, thanks.
That's no problem. Fix that kitchen, will ya? And I smile. And yeah, I get out slowly, put my hat on, and I walk very fast toward Rory's place.
That's the same as it was the other night.
Right? So
She answers the door,
Yeah. Hey, lady. Excuse my excuse my knocking on the door, but
He's been asking for you, Jimmy.
Is Rory's around?
He's been asking for you.
Yeah.
She just leaves the door open and she walks away. She's swaying a little bit. She's got a drink in her hand.
I enter the premises. I slowly close the door behind me. My
Smells
cup in
like
my hand.
cigarettes. Clouds of it.
I'm looking for Rory.
It's in the bedroom.
Right. Thanks, man. And I walk slowly toward the bedroom.
It's hard to be sure. But he might be in exactly the same spot he was in when you left him.
I sit next to him on a chair that's in the corner. I bent over. I haven't you moved, kiddo? You seem like you stayed here for a while. You said your girlfriend over there told me that you asked for me.
I need you to kill it, Jimmy.
Really? What exactly are you talking about?
I need you to kill it, Jimmy. It could be anybody.
Okay.
Then you see the fear.
Listen.
Show me your hands. What happened to your arm?
Me and the boss had to do a little something this morning. It's complicated, Rory.
He's crawling away from you. You're not Jimmy. You're not Jimmy. Right? He's grabbing pillows and blankets as like a shield between you.
No, wait. I'm telling you, it's me. Jimmy, I come back from the hospital. I went through a blood transfusion. He healed my burn. I got burned this morning by the boss. We had some hard discussion before I came here. That's all there is, Rory.
He's out of his head with fear. He's retreating toward the small ensuite bathroom, right, with his pillows and blankets. He's got one slipper on, the other slipper's somewhere in the room. Right. To reach him, it's very hard. To calm him down, to persuade him to listen.
I stand up. I say, hey, kiddo, it's me. Stop with this nonsense. Doesn't make sense. I'm telling you. And I walk very confidently toward him. Okay, come on now.
He was
come back
retreating
to your
into the
senses.
bathroom.
Come back to your senses. And when I see him retreating to the bathroom, I kind of go even faster. What's up with this nonsense? I need to talk to you about your father. I got news from your father.
He turns. There's a pretty big window in here on the other side of the bathtub. And he's making a run for the window.
will grab. I will jump and grab it. I am dizzy from all the meds I got at the hospital. So when I see him running through the window, I, I make a gesture in his direction, but I am
Don't make it. You crash into the tub. He crashes through the glass. There's a very long, silent moment with no scream before the sound of his landing.
I know what happened. I have my face in the bathtub, bent over, throw up. Run, God damn it! I scream, I throw up again. I go to the water, put some water in my hand, I kind of clean up my face and my mouth.
Outside, you hear brakes being slammed on cars, people screaming.
I turn around. I see the lady friend screaming at me.
What did you do?
I grab my gun, try to shoot her.
It's very close. She's in the doorway. You're in the bathroom. The percentage is doubled.
I see her, I grab the gun, I shot her in the face. I put the gun right back where it was in a swift motion. I leave the room. And as I leave the room, as I reach the corridor, I see people and I scream, I heard a gunshot! I heard a gunshot in the back in this apartment at the end of the corridor. I heard a gunshot, and then I start, running and act the fool toward the elevator.
Okay. Some people take up the cry. Right? Gun, gun, gun. They all heard the shot. 2. Right? You hear on the way to the elevator multiple people talking about whether or not they should call the police.
Call the police.
Yeah. But probably some are already
No,
calling the police.
just lock the door and be quiet.
This is a building where Rory put his woman. It's not a gangster hideout. The elevator comes down from a higher floor and stops. There's a couple people on it.
And I heard a gunshot. I heard a gunshot upstairs. I think I think I heard a woman scream as well, and a man scream, and some broken glass or something. It was very close. I started to run.
So they're pushing on the elevator operator. He closes the door. Says, we're going straight to the ground then.
When I reach the ground level, I leave calmly the premises.
You can hear behind you the elevator operator going to the concierge of the apartment complex to bring the other elevators down. Right.
Mm-hmm. As I get out, I go for a walk.
There's a crowd just around the corner of the building gathering, which is where the window would be.
Mm-hmm. I walk past by the crowd, hear them talking about all this stuff, and I keep walking. Put my coat up, my hat low, and I
It's
walk with
cold.
my wide stance, and then after a couple of blocks of walking,
Still dizzy.
yeah, I I I, I search my pocket for a tarot card.
The blank card is not in your coat pocket. It's in your suit coat pocket, the inside where your wallet would go.
And I take a look at the card and I see that it's blank.
Just the border and the hanged man is left.
I put it back there. And I keep walking until I find a cab. And just take some fresh air, get my sense together, and then I get a cab to go back to the bus place.
As you're walking out of the neighborhood, of course, there's police making their way into the neighborhood in response to the call. And just as you find a cab, there's a slow moving, no emergency siren or anything, just a slow moving, unlit ambulance making its way slowly in the same direction. There's lots of cabs to choose from.
When I get when I get back into at the bus mention, I when I arrive, I take a look at uh, at the place in the dark. As I walk toward the stairs and inside the house at the mansion.
There's tension. Ground floor, all lit up. The light pouring from the dining room, right? The billiard room, the fake office, right? All the hedges and all the trees are lit from underneath by all the lights streaming out all the windows on the ground floor. So it's difficult to see the guards and sentries in the darkness, but they're there.
Hmm. I enter the mansion, take my hat off, take the jacket off, put them on
Hall tree.
okay. Thank you. And I enter the living room on the left, uh, where I usually meet the boss.
He's there. Most people have a drink. His 4 silent bodyguards are there around the room. And not many people. This room should be full of O'Shaughnessy men. Made men, hopefuls. But there's no Mickey. There's no Rory. None of the O'Riordans. None of the Malones.
I arrive. I cough in politeness. I fix my suit a little bit, and I look down, the hands in my pocket, crutch in the front, tense, very high. I'm looking down. Rory's dead too.
Silence falls. Conversation stops.
The father and the son are gone.
The boss's low voice rolls out like thunder. What happened?
I left Rory last time I went to his place. He was scared, almost crying on the floor, saying nonsense. All bunch of nonsense.
Some shocked looks around the room. That doesn't fit with what they know of Rory.
I went there a couple hours ago. And that was 3 days ago. I went there a couple hours ago. He's in his room in the same position. It smells bad. It looks like he did not even change room. His girlfriend, half drunk, but he asked for me. Never heard about that. Go there, he's in the room, saying the same nonsense. I'm talking about 2 or 3 days apart here, saying the same nonsense. And when I told him his father is dead and we can't find the body, he started to scream and yell and say all sorts of nonsense, and he threw himself out the window. Didn't have the time to catch him.
All
He made
around
a
the
run
room,
to
men cross themselves.
jump across the window, down the stairs. The girlfriend thought it was me who pushed him. Got rid of her. Then I made my way here. It's not looking pretty, boss. It's not looking pretty.
Boss comes close, looks you in the eye, holds out his hands.
I
Hugs you.
grabbed him. I hugged him back.
I know what he meant to you.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Some people need to pay for this. Some people need to pay for this.
Toast. Drinks are quickly being poured. Fallen brothers.
Fallen brothers.
Everyone drinks, drains their glasses. Boss fires his into the fireplace. We gonna stand for it?
It starts tonight. I'm going to the Gavigan. Who's with me?
We'll go. Malcolm, his brother.
Any news of JC?
Another voice, older man. Made man. He does mostly planning now. Right. He's been renting from me. I went up there today. Cleaned out. He left some clothes and stuff, but he's gone.
Told you we can trust him, boss. That looked weird. I won't be surprised if the Morgans are behind it.
You think they hired him out from under us?
I think anything's possible now.
You okay to go to the Gavigans?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're going tonight.
All right. I'm going to call the mayor. See if he'll change his tune about I can't help you anymore. He forgets I know where the bodies are buried.
All right, fellas. It's gonna be a showdown. Right now, we need to send a clear message. And we are looking. And I want everybody to take note here. And I turn around and I put my chest up. And I point my fingers at the people who are coming. Looking for weird books. Old books. Called probably something like Vermus Librum or Vermum Librum.
You mean the ones that Mickey was talking about?
The one that Mickey was talking about. The old antique books. We're looking for that. And we're looking for some answers. It's the end. It's the end of the Gavigan. Some heads need to fall.
That same guy, the guy who was renting to JC. What's his name? What's his name? He's a Swinemer. What's his first name? Patrick Swinemer.
That's with him.
You know, before Mickey disappeared, he said he wanted to go fishing. So we got all the bait and the rods and reels and things, and we got a car set up special to go up to his cabin. And then he canceled. But when I went out the next day, the car was gone. And we figured that he went up by himself. I didn't give it much thought because I saw him a couple days later and he just kind of blew me off because he's Mickey. He's too busy to talk to me now because I'm retired. Well, I guess you don't know, but you would have found out.
Well, that's good news. Well, that's good news. Thanks for letting me know. Who is this guy, Patrick? Wait a minute.
He's one of the early members from the old days. A little bit older than the boss. Not an O'Shaughnessy, not an O'Riordan, right? Not in by blood. He earned his position the hard way through lots of sacrifice and hard work. And now he's one of the ones who decides what will happen.
Mm.
The boss's inner circle of wise men.
Do you know where we can find him?
Find
Patrick Swimmer.
Oh, you were talking to him. You were talking to Patrick Swimmer.
Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. So
There's his story
you have
about the
so
fish.
you have no idea where JC is. You have no idea where JC is.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I got it. All right, fellas. Let's get ready. We need to make a stand.
Okay. So it's a 5-minute drive down the road.
Yeah.
Between the two estates, there is forest.
We make no no sneaky entrance. I said to the guys that we go by the front door.
Well, there's a gate. There's an iron gate. And there's a door. There's a gate guard. He's kind of old. He's got a gun, though. Yeah, they're talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. I get out of the car and I say, "Hey, hey, gentlemen, we have important business to talk with Mr. Gavigan.
Are you expected?
We are not expected. We need to. It's an urgent matter.
Do you have a card?
Uh, Tell him that the authority wants to speak with him."
Very well. He goes into his guard hut. No door, just a roof and walls against the rain. But he has a phone. No dial. He just clicks the switch hook. Front gate. There's a party here. They say they are the O'Shaughnessy's and they have urgent business with Mr. Gavigan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks, sir. If you'd like to get back in your car, I'll open the gate. Go up to the main house. So that's stay to the right turning.
Mm.
Each time.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You can see from the gate that there is a maze of hedge across part of the front lawn, and there is a topiary of bushes carved into the shapes of animals. None of the details are obvious, just animal shapes. There are paths and roads that cut through them. He's telling you to go straight up toward the house.
So I thank him and get back into the car. And we drive the way he told us to drive.
One window of the car, the hedge animals are calm, 4 feet on the ground. At the other window of the car, they're rearing. The house is huge, bigger even than the boss's. Towers, turrets, rounded rooms, greenhouses down the side of the building. But it's dark. There are lights inside, but so much of this huge, almost random looking house is dark.
We get out of the car. I tell Malcolm, stay by the car. Stay by the car. Be ready if anything happens. And I told the other man to follow me. And we go by the door, front door.
There's a servant waiting, very well dressed. Older. Your name, sir?
My name is Jim Calloway.
Very good, sir.
Thank you.
He steps back. Door opens. Another man has opened the door, younger, looking more like a professional bodyguard. Please come into the sitting room.
Yeah, thank you. I enter the premises. I take my hat off.
There are low lamps, electric lamps, on around the room. Beautiful antique furniture. Small fire burning in the fireplace. And what has to be a lawyer standing in the center of the room. Young. Well, maybe not too young, a touch of gray. Hard eyes. Welcome, Mr. Calloway, is it?
Yes, yes, sir. Who am I the pleasure to meet?
I am Mr. Gavigan's attorney. Mr. Gavigan is, perhaps you have heard, not well.
Albert Gavigan?
Yes.
You sick?
Yes. So, whatever business that you have to discuss can be discussed with me, and if it's something I'm not authorized to handle, then I will rouse him. But his condition is very frail.
Sadly, that is not possible. Today I come with a lot of personal matter. I need to talk with Mr. Gavigan.
A personal matter.
Personal matter.
From the O'Shaughnessy's.
From the O'Shaughnessy's.
I have heard the name Calloway whispered when people talk about the O'Shaughnessy's. Are you the same Jim Calloway?
I can tell. I don't know how my name is pronounced when I'm not there.
It's a good answer. It's a good answer. If you don't mind, we have a rule about weapons in the house. If you wouldn't mind turning over any firearms or knives to...
That is not. That is not possible. Uh, I have a rule myself as well.
In your house, you'd be entitled to have such a rule.
Okay. I have an idea. I don't mind giving you my weapon, but my colleagues here are not going to be following me.
Then they would need to wait outside.
Well, it's quite okay. It's quite okay. As I turn around, I empty my pockets to my my colleague, so that I don't have nothing else under me. And then I follow the attorney.
Good. He leads you deeper into the house through quite dark hallways lit by very small lamps. You can kind of hear servants moving around the house. But it takes you through toward the back into a room where the back wall is all closed with curtains, as if covering some immense window. There are large desks, large overstuffed chairs, sofa, books. So many books. And a man in the center of the room in a wheelchair. A one-legged man. His arm in a sling, his hand wrapped. One leg has been amputated, still wrapped. And he looks very, very thin and very, very weak. His flesh is, you can see the veins through the skin, and he looks like he's aged a lot.
So I enter the room and I slowly walk toward him. It's Mr. Gavigan.
He very weakly responds, "Mr. Calloway."
Thanks for indulging in my presence this evening. I have some serious matter I'd like to discuss in private, if it's possible.
Anything you want to say to me, you can say in front of him.
All right.
Please have a seat if you'd like a drink or...
I don't drink. I'll stand. It's quite okay. So I'm here because my employer wants to know about a few things. Maybe he wants to know about some books that you might have in your possession. So have you ever heard about something called the Vermus Librum or the Book of the Worm or anything in
Yes,
that matter?
it's the Mysteries of the Worm in English
Oh, so you have the
by
book.
Ludwig Prynne.
Okay, so you know about it.
Certainly, your your lieutenant or whatever he was, Mickey O'Shaughnessy, was a friend of mine, and he pestered me about those books for years. I think maybe you know that.
Uh, I'm not sure what I know anymore. I gotta be quite honest. If you know about Ludwig Prynne, you heard about sorcery and magic and
They are books about magic, yes.
yeah. So my question for you, good sir, is do you know where I can find these books?
If I knew where they were, Mr. Calloway, I would go to them and I would burn them.
Burning is the way to go with these books. If I'm listening to you.
But burning them very carefully in a specific way. If you do not fully destroy them in the right way, then from the damaged pieces, other books grow. I know that sounds like madness, craziness from an old and dying man, but it is true.
And what is the way to burn them?
You believe me then?
Oh, I have nothing else nowadays. I've
And you
seen
want to destroy
I've
them?
seen I want to destroy them. I'd like to find them and destroy them. To be quite honest,
And are you a killer?
I am.
Then I will tell you.
Mm.
The books are quite large and thick and heavy and bound with straps. It must be closed and sealed, the straps. It must be soaked, immersed in the blackest of oils. Not gasoline. You understand me? Not something easy, not kerosene. Stand it with its spine up. Drown it in oil. Put it in a huge bowl. And this is the hard part. This is the part where men fail. You must feed the book the blood of an innocent. When the demon inside it is distracted with its feast, set it ablaze and ensure it burns to ash. 'It 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 burns to a dispose of the ash in the ocean. Anything less, anything different, and more books will be made and more lives will be destroyed.
Well, it's too bad you don't have any copy. Any idea where I can find the copies?
My brother and I accidentally made 2 copies. Before we understood the trickery of Ludwig Print. Mickey pressured me, and he took my 3 copies. He promised me when he was done, they would be destroyed. So wherever Mickey is, I hope you would find the books, but I know that he doesn't have them. I hired an investigator to find them. And I know that he could not. He came to harm. But Mickey had all of the books. What would Mickey do with the books? Who could take them from him if he didn't have them?
I understand. Well, as you might know, Mickey's no more.
It's true he is dead, not missing.
I don't know anymore, but I'm pretty sure I won't find him again and we won't see him again.
I don't know how much I can believe any report of a man's death who has had those books. There's another man you must be aware of. I don't know if you know who he is. Terrible man with a tattooed face.
Xavier Morgan?
Oh, you know him.
I know him. I don't trust him.
You should not.
I know that. And there's not a lot of people I can trust anymore. I heard people are not just looking at what they really are.
There are ways in the books to change the flesh of a person. And there are beings that can be summoned through knowledge gained from the book, who have many ways to steal your identity and take your life.
I heard about those. Never met one, but I had the few that I know of.
You know how to destroy the books. You know the man who stole them.
The man who stole them? No, I don't. I don't know. Mickey was supposed to steal them.
Use your knowledge of Mickey. Find the books.
Well, my good sir, thank you for for the strictest information. And I'm pretty sure my employer is going to be very, very happy with what happened here today. I'm sorry for the disturbance. And
You bring with you a small amount of hope, which is more than has been within these walls for many weeks.
We'll see. We'll see. I hate being the bearer of bad news, but I'm kind of hopeless myself. I nod and I follow the attorney.
He guides you out.
Yeah, I return to the bus next.
When you come in, he takes you to an empty room.
Mm-hmm. And I sit in front of him and I say, I gotta be honest, boss. I never been to a job that was that easy in my whole career. And if I could end with that job, I would be that happy.
He told you then?
He told me a lot of things. Told me a lot of things. But he was alone there. As far as I'm concerned, he's alone in this house. No Carl, no Edward, just old Albert Gavigan, and he's dying. You think I'm in bad shape? He's in even worse shape.
Really?
Oh, he's in a wheelchair. One of his legs is amputated.
Was it his leg?
Yes, I saw a leg amputated.
No. In Call's office, they found a man's leg. The rest of the body wasn't.
Well, if it's that, if I don't know, Bob. I don't know, but he looked very, very sick, very tired, and about to die. So instead of incriminating the family and starting some problems, I decided to leave it to his fate. Just want to be honest. But he gave me information about how to destroy the book. He said that Xavier Morgan is a terrible man, so he's on the right side. He's on the right side. So I decided to trust him, but. And if I find he has he doesn't have the book. He said he wants to destroy the book if he could find the book. He did have the book in the past.
Yes.
Caused him a lot of problems. So now I'm looking for. I'm gonna have to find the book. I'm gonna have to go back to Mickey's and trying to figure out where the books are. But now I know how to destroy them the right way. You see, he told me that those books, when not destroyed the right way, reproduce themselves.
How am I supposed to believe this stuff?
How am I supposed to believe that stuff myself?
Lou Malone.
Lou Malone seems like one of these beings. He told me about the beings. He said that there are some beings in those books that can be invoked. And they take the shape and faces of people.
Gonna have to go to church on Sunday.
That might not be a bad idea.
So where are the books?
I have a few ideas. But I'm gonna have to take them up. Tomorrow I'll take them up.
We'll close tonight's session with a plan.
Right. Oh, hello there.
Ha!
So did you have fun with this session?
It's been an interesting 2 days of Call of Cthulhu gaming.
Oh yeah, you play yesterday with whom?
This is session number 3, so last night, Brian Gregory, this morning, Ivan, Brian Courtmarch, and Scott Erickson, and then tonight, you.
Okay, so you did a lot of sessions. So the story must be developing.
Well, events are happening, that's for sure. Events
Alright.
are happening.
Yeah, well, so what you can understand and see from what I decided to do is I decided to go back to the family. Decided to go back to the boss. Decided to go back to my own people, trusting the people that I feel like I can trust.
Yeah, it seems like a
And,
logical and emotional thing to decide.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, and it means that I want to be true to the character, but also I want to be coherent. It feels like some coherence will help me in such a place where it's just madness or magic and different kind of people. You don't know who you can trust and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And today, I went back to the gangster, the idea of the enforcer, the killer. The killer, he's a killer. He might be honest. He's a very authentic, very honest man, but he's a killer. He's gonna do what he has to do, and that's what happened today.
Right.
Killing an innocent. It's not that hard for him. He's gonna do what he's gonna have to do. Now, I got some very important information today. And for some reason, I decided to trust the old man, the old Gavigan man. I decided to trust him because I need something to grab to grasp.
Right.
You know?
I need something to believe in. What's that old pop song?
Yeah, exactly. And for me, when the boss told me that he believed in ghosts, I needed to see how much magic he could bear. How much magic does he know? Yeah, I wanted to know a little bit more about that because he seemed like he was, dwelling a little bit into the occult somehow, but I was not sure. It's been a long time ago, and my notes were not super.
Right.
My notes are. I'm not always taking notes. I taking important details, and
Right.
I don't.
Dr. Call was one of his important
Yeah.
advisors, and what Dr. Call's role was
Yeah.
was raising ghosts to feed the boss information.
That I didn't know.
So he tells you in one of the sessions, didn't you ever wonder how I always knew what was going to happen? Didn't you ever know how that's what he was talking about.
With seance, with the seance,
Yeah.
with the ectoplasmic.
Yeah, exactly. The whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards with the tables and the candles and the
So the boss keeps all this separate from you, but now all this stuff is happening. So he revealed his secret to you a few sessions ago.
Exactly. So I'm kind of surprised that he's surprised by what I'm telling him about the Xavier Morgan, the Morgans, and all that.
There's acceptable magic and then unacceptable magic.
The one that takes my dog.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I might gonna go back to Alex Thornton at one point, but I don't know when and I don't know exactly how and why yet. But I might because I need to find the books. and he might gonna have some information about the books.
You might.
And I know he's looking for the books as well.
Now, you got a clue tonight, but I'm not sure because of our confusion if you got the clue.
Yeah, I got confused with Patrick Swimmer,
Swinemer. But yeah.
Swinimer, yeah, and I got confused by that. So Patrick Swinimer is an old gangster.
Right.
He's not part of a family, but he's Irish, I guess. And,
well, the family name is German, but he's a part of the O'Shaughnessy gang. He's a trusted member of the O'Shaughnessy gang. He was there tonight.
Okay, so it's Vainama.
Yeah.
It's Vainama. Swinimer, okay, I see.
Yeah.
And so he's part of the gang. He's an old member, and he did it himself. Like he's not blood.
He worked his way up to
He worked his way up. Yeah, exactly. So and he was renting JC.
Right.
An apartment or a room.
Yeah.
And
so his first thing was that he's gone. He's cleared out.
Yeah. He told us that JC was out and cleared, but I missed the rest of it.
So the second detail, when you start talking about Mickey and the books, right, and where could they be, he realizes, right, that around that time, before Mickey disappeared, they were supposed to go on a fishing trip together at Mickey's cabin in the lake country, right?
JC or Patrick Swinimer was supposed to go on a fishing
JC trip. Was a detail about JC. When you started talking about Mickey,
okay,
Patrick Swinimer said that he and Mickey and a couple of the other old timers were going to go fishing together, but Mickey canceled. And they didn't think anything about it because, Mickey cancels all the time. But they had prepared, a car with all the fishing gear and stuff to go early the next morning, right? He cancels. They don't go. But when they get up the next day, that car is gone. And then Mickey's gone for a few days. He comes back to the city. And then things get weird. And then Mickey disappears and no one knows where he is. Right?
Damn. That so okay. I completely, for some reason, I was lost. You were talking to me about that. I was taking notes. I missed that. That was a good call from you. I completely missed that. But that just add on top of another layer of mystery, because now there is a missing car thing going on, and I found the car. I found Rory's car, and now there's a body inside Rory's car. So it's not the same thing, but there's a missing car going on. There's a thing about a missing car, full of fishing gear.
Right. So what Swinimer thinks is that Mickey went on the fishing trip by himself. So he was suggesting maybe go check out the
cabin,
the cottage, the cabin in the woods.
Oh man.
Because who doesn't want to go to a cabin in the woods?
Okay, listen to this. Have you? It's. I had a question. There is a channel called Black Lodge Games, and so they you know them? Okay. So they made a video yesterday, I think, about soap operas.
Soap operas, yeah.
Channeling
some old Forge stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you've listened to the video. You know what I mean.
I saw the title.
It's not the title. So okay. So the video they use Twin Peaks, and they decide that the first season, especially the first season. You know how in Twin Peaks it's like. You meet a character, that character is connected to another character, it's connected to another character, it's connected to another character, and then it's connected to another, and it's just a loop
Yeah.
And back in the days, I even think that David Lynch made a statement. Like it was a statement to do such a show at
Yeah,
the
he wanted to do
time.
TV his own way. And then the
Yeah,
second
exactly.
season, when the network got kind of controlling, he just walked. Yeah.
Exactly. So the Black Lodge game, what they say is like, we could play RPG that way. We could play RPG like in a sandbox, not in a rail. Like you meet a character is connected to another, and you connect, and we just make these connections all the
Yeah,
time.
relationships. Yeah.
And relationships just starts to create themselves, and then eventually you can just connect the dots or wrap around, and then you might gonna have a story, or you just let it go and just keep going, and it's just
Yeah.
fresh and fun all the time. And I do feel I wanted to have your opinion about that. Like, what do you think about this approach to the hobby first? Because if we play that way, you don't play to tell a story. You play to find out. So you can always. That's pretty much what's going on here, isn't it? Like, I meet this guy. This guy talked to me about this other guy. This guy talked to me. That's pretty much what we do. And then eventually, there's this big web.
Right. And some
And
people are
then you
telling the
like,
truth, and some people are lying, and some people don't know. Some people are speculating, some people won't speculate.
yeah, and some are very real and authentic, and you need to figure them out when they approach. I was going to kill the Gavigan. I was like, true guy, we're gonna kill this guy. And I don't care about the guards, and I don't care about the bodyguards. I'm strong enough. I don't know. I'm. It's just that I went there and I'm like, he's sick. I can
I'm
relate to
sick.
that. Yeah, I can relate to that. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm like, you want me to take off my guns? Okay, I'm gonna go alone, unarmed. I'm gonna leave my friends with all their gear outside. So it's gonna be a showdown anyway if there's anything happening to me. So I'm like, no, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna
Not a
go
big deal.
alone.
Because you're courageous. Yeah.
I'm gonna die anyway. My character's gonna die anyway. So I'm like, okay. So I go, and I'm courageous. I'm not scared of anything or anybody. So I go there and I see the guy, I see the man. That it's true. It's true. He's dying. He's not in a good place. So I decided to trust him, and I decided to go with no violence. And I'm sure the boss is gonna appreciate my thinking, because you don't go gun blazing without repercussions. So you need
Right.
to.
And everybody knows the Gavigan, so if he's murdered in his house.
5 minutes away from a Tennessee. I mean, So nobody's stupid here. So you go there, and I managed to gather some information. Maybe I found a trustworthy individual. I might never gonna speak to him again. But in any case, I found a trustworthy individual. I escort him, not so sure. I don't know. Another person that JC, not so sure. There's some people you're like, Xavier Morgan, not so sure. Agnes, definitely not. So I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm slowly getting, but now I'm solidifying what my character believes. So that's what I was saying earlier. It's like I reach a point like, okay, this is what he believes now. This is what
He's
he's
got
gonna
some
do.
foundation.
I have my foundation set up now. Like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna go away from that. I mean, because I want some coherence. I don't want a character that changes mind all the time and that doesn't have an identity somehow.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel that this character is gonna be interesting if I want to keep going.
I hope people listen to the Black Lodge Games video about this. I know they've picked a clickbait style title, and they have a clickbait style introduction, but then there's their pattern is, there's the meat of what they want to say. It's like, and that's, from my perspective, this is what we've been saying all along, right? But it can't just be like one guy with a small channel in some corner of the internet going, well, you could try playing this way, right? It has to be more people talking about it, and it has to come from an authentic place of actually playing that way. right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can hear it that they're motivated and interested in the experience of that moment, right? The situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm I understand. I'm the way they talk about it is I'm pretending to be the character, right? Or I talk about it differently, but that's the idea, right? What would I do if I were that character in this moment? You do that long enough, and it's just what would I do? You do that even longer, and it's I'm going to do this, right? But one of the best way, like if you want to avoid the term soap opera, that kind of clickbaity word, then what I would recommend is that people read tech noir. Maybe you remember talking about tech noir a decade ago.
Oh yeah.
It might be the best way I've seen in print yet of playing the way that it's natural for me to play. Right.
Is
It
it
was
still
one of those.
available or print on demand?
It's still available because it was purchased from its original creator, Jeremy Keller. So it's now available. Justin Alexander, the Alexandrian, right? He purchased the rights to it and he sells it.
Okay, so it's
So
possible to print.
it's still possible. Now, the method as described still requires art for play. Like that idea of you meet someone, you meet someone, you meet someone, and all these relationships are forming. That circle can be too small. And it just implodes
So you need
very,
a
very
lot.
quickly.
You need a lot of NPC for that to work.
You need an amount of NPCs, and the amount, that's the art of it.
Yes, and it depends. I guess it depends on genre. It
Right.
depends on aesthetic. It depends on setting.
Yeah.
If you play an investigation like we do now here, you need a lot because it's a contemporary. The 30s is not so far.
Right. We're
It's
not
big
doing noir.
city. We're not doing
We're not
noir.
doing pulp, right? If we were doing an 80s action movie, then you're going to be talking to one guy who leads you to one guy who leads you to one guy who leads you to your climax kind of thing.
Kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. It's very easy. Yeah.
But
So, and if you play historical fantasy like Pendragon or something, now you can have more, can have different kind of stuff happening, because you have different
yes.
things going on.
Yes, you can be tested
Uh,
and retested and retested
mhm,
for the same like moral point, right? You can
mhm,
be struggling to purify yourself and failing and failing and failing, and so, which is not going to happen in a heroic pulp thing, right? The hero has been formed, and the hero is now an exemplar of that posture, right? The hero is a role model demonstrating the right way to live, compared to a more 70s action hero who's tormented by the things that they have to do, right? And so all these ambiguous choices, right? I should arrest the guy, but for the safety of some of these innocents around me, I have to shoot the guy, right? So how am I different from the guy?
mhm.
you know
You see, it's interesting because I'm thinking about. I think it was a good video because it made me realize something that I already do. But sometimes when you hear people talking about something that you already do, it puts words. It makes you understand. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Soap opera is I don't care about the word. I think it's convoluted, but I don't care about the word. I think it is what it is.
Well,
But when
people
they
can react to
started,
it because they think that
they think you're
it's
talking
just
about Dynasty or Dallas.
crying and over the top acting, which is not what they meant.
I think
But
it's more of a structure, just a
yeah,
structure, narrative structure, and yeah. And I thought of Call of Cthulhu right away. I was like, okay, I need to ask Anthony. But I didn't want. I wanted to ask you in person. I didn't want to send you a video again and say, oh, watch this and let me know what you think.
yeah,
I don't want to send you thousands of those. But there are some good content nowadays and some good stuff. I need to go back to the podcasting as well. But I have some. was supposed to learn Shadowrun Anarchy, like I told you, but it got cancelled again.
Oh no,
So it's kind of like a malediction. I don't know how to say that in English. A malediction when
a curse.
every time we're a curse, exactly a curse. Every time I'm supposed to play that game, every time I'm supposed to play a game, it
It's
fails.
your blue planet. Yeah.
It's my it's exactly it's my blue planet. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do it this summer. Just I'm gonna GM it. Like if I want it to happen, I'm gonna GM it. It's not hard to GM. It's just that I wanted to play.
Yeah. So
But yeah, so yeah, thank you very much again. It was very
my
fun.
pleasure. What
I
about
hope we,
tonight's events? How were they for you?
for me, it was important. It was all very important conversation. Talking with the boss, talking with the boss, talking with Rory. I want to finish Rory. What happened to Rory is I want to
Finish him.
finish Rory. No, I didn't want to finish Rory, but I wanted to get some closure with Rory because last time he was weird, but
Yeah.
you got some closure. You got some major closure there. So I find that my character is gonna have to be in Greece a little bit more, but things are happening so fast. Things are happening so fast. So yeah, it's. I feel like I'm gonna need another session alone. I have a few things I need to do,
Yeah,
but I want to
Brian
go
ended up
back.
with the same decision at the end of his solo session
Yeah,
as he now
yeah,
has something he needs to do. So
yeah. I have something I need to do as well. I think it's the rhythm of Call of Cthulhu, isn't it? It's just you gather information, then you act upon this new information, and then this resolution is giving you new problems. So you gather information again, and then you act upon. So it's kind of like
yeah.
that's the rhythm that I see.
Yeah,
It's which is
one
kind
of the
of
pitfalls people can fall into is wanting to be given the information. And that's the mechanism. Like we're role playing, so I'm giving you the information,
yeah.
but many groups can become very passive and they just kind of they're waiting for the next clue to be delivered, whereas when the campaign started, they might be very actively going out to do something,
Hmm.
right? So they're going out and getting the information,
Hmm.
and that's healthy, and that works, you know. And then so they're earning it, but play can kind of collapse down into I wonder what will happen next, what's going to happen, like they're waiting for the story to be delivered to them, which in this environment will never happen, right?
No, it needs not. It needs not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a few things, see how that goes. But I am still lost. I'm still I'm getting closer to something. You know, now I have a clear goal. I have a clear, like since last session, it's all about the books now. So
Hmm.
it took 6 sessions for me for the game to become about the books. Since the beginning it was, but my character didn't care about the books. He wanted
Right.
to find Mickey, then he needed to find Rory, then he needed to find the stuff. He was more, but now it's about the books. So that's why I do feel like there is a change of beat and but yeah,
Yeah.
for me, it's exactly what I wanted to do. I needed to go back to create a strong foundation, but not just a strong foundation for me, but a strong foundation for us, you and I, because we play together. And I do feel like you need to understand, not necessarily know what I'm going to do, but understand what I am doing.
Yeah.
You know,
That's these post session discussions are all
yeah.
about, you know, all about the play. You know, why did you do the
Yeah,
thing? Or why didn't you do the thing? And
yeah. Do you have any question on stuff that I didn't do?
things that you didn't do.
that you
No.
thought I would do? No.
No, I think all the decisions, if we think about the character that was made and what the character has done and what the character has said and thought, the decisions all make sense. There's nothing that stands out as like, that was done just because the person was bored or tired or wanted to roll dice or whatever, right?
Oh,
Everything,
no.
yeah, everything flows from a
From
from a logical
the
seat.
story. Yeah, from the story. Yeah. I'm not that kind of guy. I used to be. I used to be that kind of player way back. When I first started and I was getting very bored, I used to do all kinds of crazy shit. But I mean 12 years ago. So I don't play like that anymore. I tend not to get involved in games that will make me impatient or anything like that. And
Yeah.
usually and usually nowadays I play a lot of solo. I play solo with you. I play solo with my friend tonight. Smaller groups. When I play with bigger groups as a player, I go in the moment more. But when I'm a player and I'm solo in a serious game like that, I no I don't I try to
Right.
be more coherent. You know.
So I do have one question about the
Go
events
ahead.
of play things.
Mhm.
So the playing card.
Mhm.
So it's a horror game. So horrible things can happen. But I'm curious about your reaction as a player
Mm.
to
Yeah.
the card.
That was very interesting. So I'm a tarot guy. I have a many edition of tarot, so I know the Hangman card well. I know what it looks like well, and I know its meaning as well. And it's an interesting card. It's a very interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on with this card.
Interesting
and
match for
oh
Callaway.
yeah, for Callaway, I was like, oh, that's the perfect card for Callaway. So I when I saw my face on it, because I'm gonna start there. When I saw my face on it, I was like, okay, so this is magic. This is not bullshit. I don't want that near me, so I burned it. I was so scared. I thought about the lighter. I'm like, is there a lighter in 1930? I'm like, oh yeah,
Yes,
for
yes,
sure.
yes. They're lighters
There's
in
lighters.
19
Yeah, there's
from the
lighters.
1880s. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're good. You're good with your thing. Okay, so I'm like, boom. I burned the card, threw it by the window to make and because I want this aesthetic idea of a
Yeah,
screaming
beautiful.
hangman
Yeah.
with the fire, and I was not surprised when you said that the card was there in the morning. I was not
It's
surprised.
magic.
I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I was kind of sure actually that it would happen. But I'm gonna try anyway. Let him know that I don't want this card near me.
That's right.
But when you put it on my skin, two things happen to me. So the first thing, first, my character doesn't know tarot. My character is not a tarot
Right.
guy. He doesn't understand that nonsense. But he was scared when he sees the face of hanging. We make the connection. So a dying man, maybe a dying man. Okay, we burned it, and then when I decided to show it to the boss, I was like, okay, so he was a little skeptical about magic. He believes in ghosts, but he doesn't believe in that kind of magic. I'm gonna show him. So I decided to burn the card in front of him, but you animated it and made it go on my skin.
Yeah.
And now I was like, many ideas in my head. I'm like, okay, is that what the tattooed face man is about? Is that just a bunch of tattoo that went on his face for some reason in the same magical way? So it's just like a tattoo now, kind of thing. And when you decided to roleplay the boss grabbing my hand and don't move, I was like, oh, that's a cool scene. I go in it, I go in the scene with the boss, and two gangsters that
Terrified.
don't terrified, who don't really have other ideas. Of, this murder skin, you
Kill
know.
it with fire.
Yeah, the fire. So it felt it felt, it felt normal for people in the
Right.
1930s to use fire. Burn the books, burn the body, burn, let's burn the cards. And so I thought the thing was too cool to get to not do it. And then I looked at the arm, see if we managed to make the Eggman disappear, but and it seems like it was not there. So I'm like, okay. So that's pretty much what I went through this. Now the card is still with me, but the card is still there, but there's no symbol on it. So it's just it's a mystery still.
It's a mystery. Yeah.
It's a mystery still.
Good. Because I know some people can be offended or upset or when this kind of thing, when some kind of change happens to their character.
Oh, I don't. No,
Yeah.
I think it's
I
part
didn't
of
think
it.
so, but I'm just curious
Part of the
about.
development. Yeah, it's part of the development and stuff. And I did you notice that I failed my persuade check? I yell. I raise my voice. Okay, it was like, okay, that's
What's
not
wrong with
the way.
you?
What's wrong with you, Rory? Man up.
Chase him right out the bathroom window.
It was and then I failed my dexterity check as well. I made the dexterity check just like the one in the first system.
Sure.
And I failed it as well. So I'm like, okay. So
You're
I'm
sick.
gonna lose Rory. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sick. I was sick. I was on drugs. I was dizzy. It was easy to understand. But and you did not gave me no minuses on the roll neither, or pluses or whatever. Um, but anyway, so it's
Yep.
too bad.
Okay.
Too bad for Rory. Yeah,
Too bad for Wild. Really liked Rory O'Shaughnessy.
I think he was a cool character. He was a character that we didn't know exactly at the beginning. I was like, yeah, what's gonna happen to him? I lost him. So the family is going through a crisis.
Yeah, he's just got the old guys left. Really, there's not many. You know, not many
And
hard
the
men
new
left.
and then yeah, and the new JC is not even we cannot even trust him maybe. So yeah.
Yeah. Turn of a new
Fun
leaf.
turn of a new leaf, fun to come. We'll see.
All right. Well,
All right.
we should wrap this up. You should go have
Yes,
some kind of adventure with your day.
yes. It was very fun. Thank you again.
Cool. That was fun for me too.
All right.
So I will talk to you soon.
See you later.